Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week of Women Empowering Women. I am Galit Ventura Rosen, a professional speaker and business performance expert. One of my favorite things to do is spotlight women entrepreneurs from all over the world. I'm so excited today to have Frances Pitt with me. Welcome, Frances.
Good morning, and thank you for this great opportunity to be on your show.
Oh, I appreciate having you, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. I love the topic that we're talking about. I adore your energy, and I love that you're out there to serve, which is one of the most important things to me of the women that I choose to interview on this show. So thank you for all that you're doing and making a difference. I appreciate that. Tell us where you're calling in from today. Where do you live?
I am calling in from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Beautiful. My goal is to interview somebody from every state and every country. I need to start writing it down. I have not interviewed anybody from Wisconsin yet. You are my first.
Wonderful.
I've interviewed 60 ladies. I probably have about 5 or 6 different countries, and the rest are in the States, but I'm looking forward to covering everybody. So we got Wisconsin. Yeah, we got Wisconsin covered today. So let me tell you a little bit about Frances. Frances has been an entrepreneur for over 25 years. She's a professor, professional speaker trainer, certified psychotherapist. Did I say that right?
Yes, psychotherapist.
Perfect. Certified hypnotherapist and a certified, is it mosaic diversity trainer?
Yes.
Perfect. She's also a high energy presenter, and her psychotherapy really assists her in understanding her audience. Frances likes to use many titles because, like many of us women, she's multifaceted in her talents. But today we're going to go ahead and introduce you as an inspirational life coach.
Okay.
It's always so much fun when people read your bio, right?
I love it. I love it.
Wait, who are they talking about? Is that me?
Oh, right. Is that me? I would ask.
I have so much fun when people read my bio because sometimes it doesn't feel like they're talking about me because we just are who we are.
Yes. Yes.
And we need to put it down on paper so people can see the credibility because it's so important in business.
Very good. As I said to you earlier this morning, you are a thorough individual. I like that about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Being an entrepreneur for over 22 years, you either have to be thorough or you're not going to be successful.
Tell me about it.
Right? So tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got here.
Believe it or not, I started, I'm from North Carolina. So I grew up on a huge farm.
Oh, I love that.
A farm which has been in our family since 1878, which is about 140 years. So we had to work on that farm until we were 18. And then we all were required to go to a college or university at age 18. So from the farm to the undergraduate to working at graduate school, my dean of the college came in and found me sleeping on the job. I was like in charge of a statistics lab. And she stormed out of the room. And I said, oh, I know she's fired me. I know I'm being fired. But she came back with 3 graduate catalogs for graduate school. And she said to me, see, can't you fill these out? I filled them out, returned it to her. And 2 to 3 months later, I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Well, had no thoughts about going to graduate school. I thought 4 years was actually more than enough. But here I am. And then I came to Milwaukee, which was a great move. The universe again, that's an example of the greatness you are seeking. And sometimes you're not aware that you're seeking, but the universe is always working. So it brought me to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where here I started 4 businesses. And so it's just been a wonderful match. I've learned so much about the Midwest as opposed to the South. Because where I came from, I attended a Black elementary school, Black high school. 90% undergraduate was actually minorities. And I come to Milwaukee and it's 40,000 students and it's less than 1% Black. So here my life is kind of like flipped upside down.
Yeah, and sometimes what happens, what we put out there and what comes to us is, okay, great, Frances, you had this experience. Now let's completely flip it. and give you this experience. And you're going, wait, don't you think you could have maybe slowed down a little bit, right? And maybe transitioned me a little bit. No, we're going to be extreme.
Right. And that
figure it out.
Extreme. Yes.
And I'm sure you did.
Yeah. So it was extreme, and I learned a lot, and I moved a lot, and did a lot of things I would never have done on the East Coast, like learning to ski, learning to play tennis, golf, and all those things was part of my new world.
That is beautiful. And that journey in itself, I am sure, has built so much of who you are today.
Yes. And my first business came out of working at a boys group home, doing psychotherapy. And I did not like the way they treated the young men. Okay. So me and a partner decided they deserve more. We deserve more. And then we formed, planned for a year, and we formed Universal Counseling Clinic, which I was the associate director for 10 years. But it was all about, if you're dissatisfied with something, just don't talk, get into action and make it happen. And that's been my life motto. That's how I moved from creation to creation. After being somewhere and not feeling fulfilled, I made a commitment the first week of every new year. If I was unsatisfied, I would make a move and go somewhere else and create something differently. And that's how I lived my life.
That is a wonderful way to live your life when most people won't. Most people get in that comfort zone and they stay there if they're happy or unhappy or not fulfilled. Mm-hmm. What you chose to do was put out there, okay, mm-hmm. I'm going to make a choice that this is the way I'm going to live my life. And it sounds like you have.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I'm pretty pleased at the results thus far.
Is that a great feeling? I think what I love most about what you said was there was something that you weren't satisfied with at that group home. Mm-hmm. And you said, wait, there's a need, mm-hmm. doesn't exist. Let me go ahead and make it or find it or build it myself. Mm-hmm. I think that's beautiful.
Yes. And even today, you and I, we can feel when we are not doing what we're supposed to do on earth. There's a feeling of irritation. You're not satisfied. And something inside of us is speaking to us, saying you can do more, be more, have more. Now, the question is, what are you willing to do to create that? Because once we get into action, my minister used to say, you take one step, the universe takes 10. So you're moving quicker when you're connected or feel you're connected to the universe, which is very much the principles that I talk about in my speeches. There are principles that will move us in the direction we say we want to do. But then what are you doing to make it happen?
Action. So, it's great to think about it. It's another thing if you just sit at home and do nothing about it.
Yes. And that's how I came across, sorry, but that's how I came across this thought. The greatness I am seeking is also seeking me. And when believe it or not, I heard that statement about 20 years ago, and it just felt so right. And it's one of the thoughts from Rumi. He says the good that you are seeking is also seeking you. And I thought, I believe the greatness that I am seeking is also seeking me. And then I said, I looked at my life and I say, I know that there's a power, there's a universe that if you do what you're supposed to do, like networking, introducing yourself to people, going where you're uncomfortable on a regular basis.
That's a key.
That's a key, because that's where the growth is. And the growth is always on the other side of the table.
Absolutely.
So whenever we're feeling uncomfortable, that's a good thing. We're getting into action. We're moving towards something that we don't even know what it is a lot of the time, but you're moving. That's so crucial.
I always say that you almost need to get used to being uncomfortable every day. Just get used to it. Just accept that your heart's going to beat out of your chest and you're just going to be uncomfortable at times, nervous, whatever way you handle it. Everybody's different. But if you accept that, you're opening yourself up to the most beautiful life. Because as you said, change doesn't happen in the uncomfortable. Growth, you said growth doesn't happen in the uncomfortable. In the comfortable. Thank you, Frances.
Yes.
I always say change only happens in the uncomfortable. And I love how you said growth. It's really all the same. Let's jump into your topic before we run out of time. We could talk forever.
Okay.
I really want you to give them the 5 steps of manifestation, which really is related to the greatness I am seeking is also seeking me.
Yes. My feeling and my way of stating the greatness I am seeking is also seeking me is an awareness. It's a realization that as you move forth, there's a force that's also moving forth to like meet you in the middle,
right?
To create that dream or that goal. So it's an awareness. It's like an aha moment when you reach your favorite presentation or a group that you really enjoyed. That's an example of the greatness that you were seeking that actually happened. So it's a manifestation process. Now, how do we bring about the great manifestation? Number 1, I say it's right thoughts. What are the thoughts that we carry around moment by moment about ourselves and others? Just as important, because the greatness that you're seeking for yourself, you can also be wanting that for all the people that you come in contact with. So right thoughts are crucial. Number 2, right words.
Oh, yes. So important. You frame one word and it makes all the change. Even something like the other day, Frances, I have diagnosed anxiety and I was having a really bad day and it doesn't even relate to anything going on in my life. And so a lot of people use the words, I struggle from anxiety. I use the word, I'm challenged with anxiety.
Yes.
And so you change one word and it changes your whole thought process.
It changes your energy, change your thoughts, change your world, change your thoughts, change your experiences, change your thought, change what's happening to you day by day, because the thoughts are like a magnet. We're pulling to us exactly what we're thinking. So crucial. And number 2, I said is right words, choosing the right words. Like praising, affirming, declaring the things that you want. And it always has to be in the present tense because you want it in the now part of you. So I am successful. I am loving. I am giving. I am generous. It's very much like this oath of manifestation. I don't know if you've heard of it, but in that oath, it says, I accept and I receive unexpected love, unexpected money, unexpected friends, unexpected relationships. And it's really affirming all the things you want to come into your life. So that's very important. I love that oath of manifestation. We are told to read it 2 or 3 times a day just to get the mind and the body feeling what you're saying. So
that's a very powerful statement to write down or to say to yourself every day. You can even make it your own, but there's something so powerful where people don't realize when they say that, especially out loud, because then you hear it. I'm one of those people that sometimes likes to say things out loud because then I hear it myself, because when it's in my mind, it seems to be a little different. But something like that, definitely anyone that's watching recognize the powerfulness behind those words.
Right, because I did it in front of 250 ladies at a recent conference. Well, we broke up into group and I think it was 50 of us, but we read it together and it sounded like the roof coming off the room. So I turned my head to see what I was hearing and it was beautiful. It was like we were all getting ready to fly. It was amazing. It's hard to describe, but I had never felt that.
I'm sure it was powerful.
Indeed. And number 3 would be, so we do right thoughts, right words, right actions. What are the actions we're taking on a daily basis? How many networking sessions do you feel you need to go to each week? Because some may do a lot and some may just need to do 1. But right actions, make sure your actions are leading you toward what you say you want. You know, because your lips may say a lot of things, but your actions are what we can see and measure, right? There's an old saying, Lips may lie, but action speaks louder than words. So,
for sure.
And the fourth one would be right reactions. How is it in your life when things are not flowing the way you want them to, or you thought they should be? You know, do you say, why me? Oh Lord, why this? Instead of they'll say, if not you, then who? So it could happen to you just like anybody else. It's your way of reacting. 1 minute to really be concerned about it, 59 minutes to get up and create and decide how you're going to handle it is very, very important. Or when someone says something that you don't believe or you disagree with, how do you walk away with it, or how do you respond or not respond? But it's all in your reactions. So
it is possible not to respond. That's something that we have such an issue with today because of the ease of social media. It is possible to read something and to move on and not react. And always think about, I love to think about how I would want somebody else to react to something I do, or how I choose not to react, because why would I want to feed into that negativity? So I think reaction is such an important piece of who you are and who you want to be.
And so either you're rising above it or you're staying right there dealing with it. And of course, we know the better result is rising above it, because that's something you can create.
Or sometimes you can even think about it as, Francis, and it's pretty much the same thing that you said, where if you're up here at high vibrations and they're down here at low vibrations because they're negative, are you really going to bring yourself down to that level? Or do you really want to stay up here where everything just kind of rocks?
Yes. So that's that choice we make moment by moment. Do we stay up, or do we just, I just got to tell you off about that? You know, and then I think as we get older, we learn to be quiet and listen, and we make different decisions. That's the way. Because when I was in the South and I was young, oh boy, it didn't take much for me to go off, and there I was. So as I got older, I kind of walked away from that way of reacting. So how do you react? You learn that it's better to let it go. Let go and let God.
I know, right? I just want to kind of go amen, because it's such an important piece of people, and we don't recognize that the reaction really isn't about the other person. It's about the way you allow the words to affect you that they're saying.
That is so true. So everything is about me. It's never over there. It's always here. Yes. And I hear so many people saying the experience came to you for you to grow, to see yourself, see how you would change it, but just know that it's not there. What can I do to improve my communication? What can I do to have a better relationship? What can I do in my career to attract the favorite dream team? You know, the people that are around you who love you and support you, and you're loving and support them. Now, can you get a better team than to attract people like that, which is the law of attraction?
Absolutely.
But that's my goal, to attract people who are looking for the same thing.
Agreed.
And the last one is right feelings. How do you make yourself feel? How do you feel when you first open your eyes in the morning? And let's say you're not feeling as cheery as you would like to be. You have the power to pump yourself up, to get and create the mood that you want, the feeling that you want. Can you say, I feel great, I feel loving, I am alert, I'm alive, but I have to feel a certain way before I walk out my door? Because we realize that whatever I create and carry with me throughout my day, I'm going to be attracting those same type feelings, same type people, and then there we go. And we can change it like that by just changing.
You really can.
Yeah.
You really can. Yesterday, Francis, I had a very frustrating phone call with my cell phone provider. And it was about 45 minutes. They were being very unfair about a charge. It was just unfair. And I was very worked up. And I allowed myself to be very factual. I don't do emotion. This is the facts. This is where you're being unfair. I had an interview, a radio interview with a beautiful lady yesterday called Charlotte Howard. I don't know if you know her. If you don't, you need to connect with her. She's a great radio show. And it was 15 minutes after I got off the call. And you would have thought I was in pieces. I could never do the call. I got off that call. I did the best I could to get across what I needed. I didn't get the outcome that I would have preferred. I got off the call, got myself together, and realized getting on that radio show had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the audience that I needed to serve, because Charlotte wanted me on her show that day and felt that I could give somebody something of value. So that instant, when you work on it enough, it is so possible. I think you are so spot on about that.
Yes, I agree with that, because even at the technical college where I work at as a professor, I find that when I'm being authentic and real with the students, they are authentic and real with me. And I get such nice cards at the end of each semester saying that they've never experienced a class where they had the opportunity to be themselves and experiment on their own greatness. So I think that's important. So if I'm real, they're real. If I have high expectation, they come up to it. Low expectation, they come down to it.
Oh, for sure.
So my thought is, the goodness or the greatness I want for myself, I want for every student. And I think they feel it. Well, I won't say they think. I know they experience it.
Sure they do.
I see it in their eyes, touch on the shoulder, anything to let them know that, look, the sky is the limit. Get rid of your old stories. They no longer count. Create new stories. Create what you want. Create how you want it to show up. Create the type friends you want to be around, because you do have that power. So I don't let students tell me about, oh, woe of me, oh, the troubles I say, this is my motto. I give you a minute to tell me, but the next 59 minutes, we have to solve it, recreate it, redesign it, and then we'll see in life in a different way. And before the conversation is over, we're all moving up.
Oh, for sure. How could they not be? If they're talking to you and you're here, at some point they're going to go up. They just have to, because you're just so high energy and so positive that I believe that positive creates positive.
Yes.
Yes, sometimes there's negative people that you just kind of got to move on from. But someone like you that's portraying and living and breathing this for so many years, I love that you're a professor. I love that you teach, that you're making an impact on our next generations. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'm a mom of 3, and that makes me happy that there are professors out there like you. Well, Frances, do me a favor. Please let everybody know how they can get a hold of you, what it is you work with your clients on, so they can understand a little more about the great things that you can do for them.
Okay. So where they can reach me?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like for them to reach me on my website, and it's being reinvented. So right now is mattmix.wixsite.com/Frances Pitt. Now that seemed like a lot.
We'll make sure we post the link.
You're going to post it.
Yeah, we'll make sure we post the link below the video, so that way it's easier for people to get to it, just in case.
Okay, and then they can get me on my email, full name, Frances Pitt @wi.rr.com. And my phone number is 414-881-1917. And I'm also on LinkedIn and Facebook. So there are 4 or 5 places. And I would love to hear from someone.
They can find you if they want to, right?
Right. And I would love to have feedback on that title. The greatness I am seeking is also seeking me. And in their lives where it seemed to be working, where the greatness they were seeking, they realized it. And then it became an aha moment in their lives. So that's important too.
I love that. Thank you so much for all of your valuable insight, expertise, and knowledge. I appreciate you sharing so much of it with us today.
You are very welcome, and thank you. And I look forward to being around you more in the future. Absolutely. I love your personality. I love the work that you're doing. So let's stay in contact.
For sure. And thank you to everyone for watching another week of Women Empowering Women. I am Galit Ventura Rosen, and you have a fabulous day.